Hi again, it's Alex. Right, so I've talked about my study and where I work, but freelancers as a whole have the complete freedom to choose wherever they want to work. If I can, I refuse to work in coffee shops. Why, you ask? Because why pay for an overpriced coffee and a sandwich when I have perfectly good bread and coffee at home? So if you're a freelancer who's watching this, there's a very high chance that you work from home. And I know from experience this can be good or bad for business. For starters, you don't have to worry about that awful commute, so you can start working straight away. And if you want, you can stay in your PJs all day in the same spot and just work. On the other hand, it can get quite lonely working from home, and you can get easily distracted, and it's very hard to find that motivation because you have no boss. Of course, it's great to get out of the house, and when the weather's beautiful like it is today, I tend to go outside to a park or even just my garden to work. Because of the pros and cons of working at home, every freelancer should try and get out from time to time, maybe socialise a little bit just to break up the monotony. Weirdly, getting outside for me boosts my productivity by a lot, and with my personal hotspot, the possibilities are endless. And my favourite thing about working in a park or outside is that you don't have that guilt or when you're in a coffee shop and you feel like, oh, I should probably buy another coffee now. You could work outside all day if you wanted to, well, depending on your laptop's battery life. However, when I'm travelling, I do find that coffee shops are the best places for me to work. Maybe because the Wi-Fi isn't so great, so I physically can't procrastinate on Netflix. But as a freelancer, there are so many different places you can go work, and if I didn't have this cool study, these are probably the places where I'd probably spend most of my time in. Number 1, your local library. Mainly it's the peace and quiet in a library that I think I'd personally like. From my experience, besides the ambience, there tends to be loads of different seating areas, so that could be a cozy sofa, a desk, like private rooms, and also they tend to have reliable internet connections. 2, coffee shops. Besides the obvious of coffee and food, depending where you go, you can find some really cool and interesting coffee shops, and they are the places where you tend to find other freelancers, so it could be quite a good opportunity for networking. Number 3, co-working spaces. I'm not too familiar with these because there aren't any where I live, but these were kind of designed for freelancers in mind. From the ones I've been to, they tend to have really good Wi-Fi and the amenities that all offices normally have, like a conference room, so you could go in there and have meetings with your clients. Number 4, working with someone else. If you have other friends that work from home, then why not ask and see if you could go over and work alongside them? You'd think this would be unproductive, but from my experience, you tend to benefit each other and motivate each other to finish each other's projects. Number 5, workspaces. These are very similar to co-working spaces. Companies like SpaceMize and Work Club take over hotels and restaurants during the day so freelancers can go in and work, get free coffee, use Wi-Fi, go to events, etc. As I said, they're like co-working spaces, but they're cheaper and more varied. Pro members of the Freelancer Club get a Work Club X membership, meaning you get access to loads of locations around London, as well as a free day pass with SpaceMize. But I understand sometimes it's difficult for freelancers to kind of pick a location where they feel they work best in. So I guess you've just got to experiment and go to different places and see what places work best for you and what makes you more productive.